What's up, everyone? Coming to you from the communist state of New York. This is Modern Munitions. I'm your host, Jeff. Today, we're going to cover a few things as it relates to the ARs in the communist state of New York, right? As you can see, I got a neutered rifle here, but today what we're going to do, I'm going to cover three things for you guys. Going to talk about how my lower is permanently pinned. Going to talk about and show you guys how we reload with rifles with magazines like this. Going to personally show you some footage and some of the feeding issues I had with a comp mag. Now, it looks like a 30-round magazine. However, it's a pinned 10-round magazine, and I'll show you how we load that compared to the 10-round magazine I went back to in the shorty 10-round magazine compared to the long 10-round magazine. And last, we'll just talk about how it affects reliability and also how it just makes bullshit zero sense, once again, with these stupid politicians in some of the states. Unfortunately, we live for the time being. So, with that being said, let's just get right into it. As you can see, have my Colt. This is probably the equivalent of the Colt 6920. This is a New York variant. It's a Colt M4 match target. Already did a video on this. I'll throw the link in the description. But what we really want to focus on today, guys, is this permanently pinned lower. As you can see, I have no mag release. You just have this flat fucking thing over here, right? They permanently pinned it, and I'll show you in more detail, but let me show you the other side, what it looks like. You can just see this contraption that they put on my gun to neuter it. Now, to give you a little background on this rifle, I've had this for over 20 years. I've never once in my life had any reliability or any feeding issues with it at all. I have thousands of rounds through it. And guys, let's just go into the footage. But before we do go into the footage, this is what I originally had pinned on. Well, back up a second. Back in the day, we didn't have to have our magazines permanently pinned. So I had the AR, I had a 10-round magazine, which, listen, it sucks having a 10-round magazine, but to be able to release your mag and put in a new one is invaluable, right? I mean, that's what guns are for. When it came time to permanently pin these, I went with a comp mag. Not going to knock this company too much. Listen, they're trying to do the right thing, even though I had issues with this particular mag. Mentality-wise, is they're trying to help guys in free states, right? So even though it looks like a 30-round magazine, it's a pinned 10-round magazine. And what you do is you pull on this thing over here. You lock, let me see. You lock it down like that, right? And basically that allows you to put cartridges, and let me just take one out of my speed loader. Let me see if I can get one out. All right, maybe not. Anyway, basically you put the rounds in here, they drop down, you close the door, you pull the charging handle, and it would go. Now, let's go to the footage. As you can see in the footage, you see the little thing that I pulled down? You'll see that kind of getting stuck, and that's where I started having feeding issues. I tried this multiple times. I really took my time loading the rounds. Loading it through that side door it's really weird. You got to hold the rifle a certain way. You got to let that spring pop up and then hope everything works, which obviously you can see by the footage. It did not work. Very frustrating, right? For me to shoot my AR, I have to leave the urban environment I'm in. I have to go about 2 hours, whether it's upstate New York or Pennsylvania, to really shoot the rifle like it needs to be shot. Now, what I'm going to show you guys is how us in these communist states have to load our AR platforms. What you got to do is punch out the rear pin of the lower. We all know how to do that when we're cleaning our guns, and what that allows you to do is separate the upper from the lower receiver. This is what we got to fucking do in New York to load our ARs. You got to crack it open and load one by one through the top. It's really ridiculous. I'll show you a closer view of the contraption that they have in here in a second. But it's a real pain in the ass, right? So anytime I'm at the range, wherever I am shooting, after letting off a miserable 10 fucking rounds, which number one, this rifle wasn't meant to be, it's not meant for 10 rounds. And no, this is not a hunting rifle. Listen, all you guys out there giving the AR-15 a bad name, educate yourselves on how safe the AR platform is before you go ahead and knock it as a terroristic weapon. But anyway, that's one of the ways you load it, right? So you load it in the top, obviously you put it back, put the pin back in, and then you go back to firing. The other way to load it, in this company I really like, I'll put a link in the description for these guys. It's made in the USA. It's a company called Bear Flag Defense. And basically, this is an AR-15 speed loader. Put 10 rounds in here. It's got these little like levers on the side of it. And what you do with that, guys, is you put it face down. You put that, you know, in your charging handle, not charging handle. You would put that basically in the chamber. Let me put the rifle down. I already have a video on this. I'll show you guys. I'm not going to get too far in depth, but when it's in there, you go ahead and you quickly go, whoosh. You do that, quickly shoots those 10 rounds into the magazine. Now, I went back to, once again, 10-round magazine, but this is the shorty one. I haven't had any reliability or feeding issues with this. You know, it really sucks though. You got to have like a few speed loaders on you. It just defeats the whole purpose. And it causes safety issues, right? When I had a malfunction like you've seen at the range, I have to stop what I'm doing. I have to look at the round that's jammed or whatever caused the issue. It just makes the weapon very unreliable, like I said earlier. I've had this gun for years. You know, this wasn't a cheap rifle, right? You know, I worked hard for this, and for the state to just come in and mandate bullshit laws that save no lives at all, you know, stuff like this that really pisses you off and makes you wonder what these politicians think at night. So, guys, we already covered how the lower is permanently pinned. You know, when I move to a free state, I'm going to have to go somewhere and have somebody drill that out, literally fucking drill it out, so I could put a standard capacity mag in. We spoke about how I reload it. We spoke about some of the safety issues. We showed some of that footage. The reliability, right? It really went downhill with that. And other than that, guys, like I said, really just want to keep this kind of a short video. You know, even though we go through a lot of shit, right? You got to stay positive. Can't let things get you down. This is the key to life. What we do got to do, guys, in the 2A community is keep fighting the good fight. Call your senators, your congress people, vote. Vote for the people that are not looking to take your weapons, are not looking to put crazy restrictions on. You know, any of us could get out there, get on TV or YouTube or whatever it is and bitch and moan and everything else, but unless you're actually out there fighting the fight, getting the message out there, supporting other people, all of this is useless. So really appreciate everyone's support as always. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment, and stay safe and stay strapped.